It's not often politicians are taken to task by regular Australians on the issues that fill them with rage.
Politicians, people in front of me, going to work in the industries that they literally wrote the rules for. I've got a list of politicians who are still to this day, who were resource ministers, gas lobbyists. Now,
But that's exactly what's happened at this week's Senate inquiry into taxing Australia's gas companies for their windfall war profits.
I'm not anti-gas. I'm pro getting paid what we're owed. This is capitalism 101. If we own the resource and it's ours, you pay us what you owe us.
Konrad Benjamin, a former high school teacher, gave evidence at the hearing, and he didn't hold back.
We're about to hear that the global economy is going through a shock and we have to tighten our belts because something that happened overseas is making everything more expensive for us, and we're about to be told that we can't afford anything. Except when we look at what we are as a nation, lots of resources that we all collectively own, we know it not to be true.
The self-proclaimed citizens lobbyist is making headlines around the country.
I think politicians ignore just how much we're paying attention to this at their own peril.
I'm Nicole Johnston, and you're listening to 7am. Today, in a special bonus episode, founder of Punter's Politics, Konrad Benjamin, on why he thinks gas companies are ripping off Australia and the government is letting them get away with it. It's Thursday, April 23. Konrad, how does a former high school teacher end up in front of a Senate inquiry slamming the government for giving away the country's liquefied natural gas?
Well, I guess there's a few stages to it. Like, stage one is how I sort of got into making political content online. I was standing in front of a class of Year 10 students a few years ago talking about the topic of externalities and how, impacts of business decisions can impact other people outside of that transaction. And I was flicking through the textbook and there were rankings of how Australia's going on indexes of everything: clean air, clean water, women in the workforce, press freedom, you name it. And one student asked me after we reviewed everyone's results, he said, "Sir, does the government know that we're going backwards on everything? Like, why don't they just fix it?" And it's at that moment where I kind of went home being like, what do you want me to do? So I went and emailed my local MP member and was like, what do you want me to tell them? Because if I'm going to be honest with them, I'm going to say the system isn't broken. It's working perfectly for your donors and for the lobbyists and for the corporations that get rich off pushing externalities onto us, and we, the taxpayers, pay it. So that was sort of the beginning of getting such a lackluster response. And then from there, I didn't think Aussies cared about politics, but I posted an Instagram reel one day about our gas situation, and that reel just went to a couple million sort of off the bat.
Guys, they said if I tax them, they'd leave me.
Where are they going to go? To some other politically stable country with lots of space and billions of dollars of gas in the ground? All right, stop. From there, for the last 2 years, it's just kind of grown exponentially. And then what puts me in front of a Senate inquiry? Well, I think all credit's got to go to a lobbyist. We raised $80,000 to employ a lobbyist, and all of a sudden I'm on radio, I'm on TV, and I'm in a Senate inquiry talking to politicians about how they should stop selling us out.
So it sounds like you partly went to the other side by getting your own lobbyist.
Oh, yeah. I am not afraid to use the tools of my enemies against them.
So you end up at a Senate inquiry. Why do you think it could even change anything?
As far as I understand it, Senate inquiries is what the government does to kick the can down the road, to pretend to be doing something when they ultimately will do nothing. And so I think there was enough agitating with politicians who could see how popular this is, and they managed to get an inquiry about why we're getting so scammed from our gas off the ground. It's been great for getting attention. It's sad that it takes someone that corporate media will call disparagingly an influencer to appear at a Senate hearing for the corporate media to pay attention to this and to put it onto their radar. Because if you're looking at the online space, we are all very pissed off that we have been getting ripped billions of dollars a year when the government is about to tighten our belts and make us pay for stuff in this, cost of living crisis that seems to be getting worse.
Now, this inquiry is all about the tax or lack of tax that's paid for gas exports. So give us your background argument on that. What is the problem, in your opinion?
Number one, we own the resources, and they are ours. Number 2, these resources are valuable. And number 3, this is the real kicker that's pissed everyone off. We're giving 56% of it away for free. That's under the scheme, any gas drilled offshore in Commonwealth waters, it doesn't go to a state royalty, which collects not much, close to bugger all. Gas drilled offshore collects 0. And so that's the first issue. When we have something valuable, why is our government giving it away for free? This seems like the dumbest business decision the world's ever made. And then the next level of it is when you discover who is getting the gas for free. Inpex, Chevron, Santos. We're talking American-owned, Japanese-owned, foreign corporations taking that gas for free and not paying tax with revenues of 20s and 30s of billions of dollars. Inpex is a really interesting one because the Japanese government actually is invested in that. And so when you break down, if you want to keep getting outraged, so we're going through levels of outrage, citizens of Japan have a bigger stake in our gas industry than we do. And the Japanese government, the Australia Institute just dropped research on this at the hearing, they are taxing our gas at a higher rate than we tax our exports ourselves.
Konrad, you interviewed Tanya Plebisek about this, and she agreed that Australia's natural resources belong to Australians.
You know, the resources that are underneath our soil and in our oceans belong to every Australian, and we should be getting a fair return on them.
Clipped, done, make it policy.
No, I agree with that. And we tried to do it.
So on one hand, we have the government saying that it's considering going further in taxing these windfall profits. But on the other hand, the message is, don't worry, it's complicated, we've got it. So do you think there is now a real push for a flat gas export tax?
Yeah, it's interesting. The government has always said, we tried it before, the industry ran against us, it was really hard, the Liberal Party will come in and get rid of it. And the thing is, times change things, don't they? The Liberal Party is a non-entity who are looking at oblivion for quite some time as they choose to keep losing. There's nothing standing in their way. The government has all the power that they could possibly need to do this. My whole platform exists because of this issue. My highest grossing reels on views every single time is gas. I do some on housing, some on gambling, some on lots of different issues that bother me. But every time I do the gas one, they outrank every other reel I've ever made. So every argument that the gas industry will levy against this, saying one, the industry will leave or Australia will have a gas shortage. If we don't want a shortage, the 25% flat levy on revenue encourages them to sell gas to we Australians first so that we have all the gas. Because you notice the headlines that have been in the last every year or so, they pop up. Gas shortage in Australia. Oh no, we're short on gas again. And Aussies just are confused at that. We just go, hang on, I thought we have lots of gas. And the answer is we do. We just keep shipping it overseas and then we buy it back from them and we buy and pay world prices. So I think the 25% levy is a no-brainer, and there's no, if you can find a good argument that isn't a gas industry talking point that has been debunked, like Norway, the gas lobby said they'd leave. Oil said they'd leave in Norway. They tax at 78%. And Inpex, a company that gets its gas for free from us, is currently, as we speak, looking to drill again in Norway. So they've completely disproven their point, every time they open their mouths.
Coming up, could a big gas tax wipe out investment? Konrad, let's have a chat about the actual arguments from the oil and gas industry. Now, I think they say that they're the second largest corporate taxpayers in Australia, that a windfall tax could see investment dry up by making some of their projects uncompetitive. And then you end up with weaker energy security, job losses. What do you think of all those types of arguments?
Well, I just say listen to the experts that are independently paid, that do the research independently and have the data to back it up. Because what you'll find about gas industry talking points is, oh, wait, they're funded by the gas industry. And what's their incentive? This is what we punters intuitively understand. The gas industry gets rich when we give them gas for free and when we let them not pay tax. So let's face it, what are they going to tell us? They're going to tell us that we need to keep giving them free stuff. We need to keep subsidising their industry. And when they say it will kill investment, name another democracy that has all the resources you want, that's stable, that you can access and drill. There's not too many, especially in this global climate at the moment. If you can make $1 of profit, you will stay here, because you would have to then explain to your shareholders, while global gas is in the most demand it's ever been in thanks to the war in Iran, you're going to have to explain to your shareholders why you left, because you didn't want to pay 25% export tax, but you were still going to make a profit. So it relies on us not understanding Business 101. My Year 10 students that I used to teach, well, they understand Business 101, and so do regular punters. So most of those talking points, if I'm to be blunt, treat us like idiots.
And Konrad, what about the pollies and their talking points? Because we've got the WA Premier, Roger Cook, saying it would be bad for the state.
No, I don't support it, but I understand that it's, for many people, it seems like an attractive proposition. But I don't think it would be good for Western Australia, and I've made those views clear to the Prime Minister.
The Shadow Resources Minister, Susan McDonald, she said in the inquiry, higher taxes could kill off future fossil fuel investment.
I've got some real concerns about what's being proposed, and I think it is being proposed and funded by companies, organisations that actually want to see the end of fossil fuels in Australia.
How widespread is that sort of view amongst the political elite?
What's happening is a rift. This issue is so perfect because it exposes what Aussie punters have regularly known forever. You hear the phrase all the time. I hear it when I just talk to punters on the street. They're all the same, mate. They're all the bloody same. And this is the issue where they are correct. Yeah, sure, Labor gave me a $20,000 hex cut. Cheers, I'll take it. But when punters say they're all the same, this is what they're talking about. Both parties are doing nothing about it and have done for the last 20 years. And the Liberal Party have come out, and you can hear it. You just gave me gas lobby talking points, and then you told me what Susan McDonald said, and what were they? They were gas lobby talking points. So this issue has made politics really simple for punters. We're not as stupid as they think we are. We can see what the gas lobby want from us, and then we can see the politicians who are now fighting me using gas lobby talking points. So this, thankfully, has simplified politics. If you're going to repeat word for word, which Susan McDonald has done, a gas lobby figure manufactured by the gas lobby, which every expert would say leaves out a lot of context and cobbles together a whole bunch of numbers to try and make you think it's a lot of money when it's actually not. People can now see who to vote for and who is clearly on their side and who is on the side of foreign multinational gas corporations. Because this, as David Pocock has pointed out, this is not left and right. This is established politicians, Labor and Liberal, versus everybody else. We are fighting the political establishment on this one.
So, Konrad, what do you want to see come out of this Senate inquiry? What do you want from the government? And how much tax do you think would be a fair amount for these gas companies to pay?
This is where I defer to the experts and the pencil pushers and the number crunchers that have put together so many proposals. The 25% flat tax on revenue, that's the bare minimum, in my opinion. It's simple, it will deliver it, there are better solutions, but I think it was pointed out in the inquiry that, Ken Henry, who's been doing this for 20 years, I shouldn't know his name. I'm just a surfer from Newcastle. Why do I know this tax expert's name? He's been fighting for this forever. And he said, to quote him, just get on with it and cut the crap. I'm seeing other organisations say it should be 50%. There's great ideas like we should copy Norway, because when the gas industry refute it, they go, oh, but that's not fair. Norway's different. Great, let's copy Norway. I'd rather do that. Government co-invested with private sector. We get huge returns and it's an effective tax rate of around 60 to 70% on that. I'm open to any options. I'm just not open to a deliberate pretending that the government's going to do something about it and being back here in 5 years, getting nothing again.
Konrad, it's been great to chat to you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Tomorrow on 7am, we'll take a look at the NDIS community's reaction to the Health Minister's announcement that more than 150,000 participants are set to be cut from the program.
There's fears of gaps, which are legitimate, about falling through the cracks, because this has been the experience. The experience is short-term savings, long-term costs, let's do another review, reform, Royal Commission, and then the cycle continues again.
I'm Nicole Johnston. And this is 7am. Thanks for listening.